Questions like who is more battle-ready, election after election has shown us that it's a dangerous game to try and judge parties just after elections or before elections. But I'm going to try and put a few facts into perspective in the shadow of the Haryana election results. Fact number one, the BJP most definitely has momentum and it has a huge morale boost after that Haryana election that most people thought it was going to lose. The Congress has hit a speed bump after the Lok Sabha performance and the morale of its cadre has most definitely been hit. The BJP, the cadres and the RSS energized and active. This election saw the RSS participating in a very big way during that last mile. The Congress, conversely, its cadre is demoralized and dispirited because this was an election that the cadres thought they had in the bag. So their mood is completely crushed right now. The BJP has infighting within its alliance in Maharashtra with the Ajit Pawar camp that's playing out even as we speak. The Congress, however, also has infighting, which has become even more accentuated after its defeat in Haryana. This, of course, with the Uddhav camp. They've been openly criticizing him, as you've been seeing in our reports. The Haryana victory puts the BJP in a commanding position to dictate terms with its Mahayuti allies in Maharashtra. And the converse is true for the Congress party, which now has depleted leverage. Its allies are in no mood to listen to the Congress party, and it really can't dictate any terms. Forget about dictate the chief ministerial phase. The BJP alliances, the alliance cracks have been blurred post the Haryana win because the BJP is being seen as having a victorious aura now, and therefore even the Ajit Pawar faction is not making too many noises. Even movements have somewhat been paused right now. And again, the converse is true for the Congress party, where any cracks that may have been blurred earlier, mostly thanks to Sharad Pawar, now they're out completely in the open with the Sharad Pawar NCP and the Bjp-Sena taking open pot shots at the Congress party, which leaves the BJP now at full speed in terms of its schemes, its yojanas. Freebies and SOPs are being rained upon the people of Maharashtra by Mahayuti with the BJP that seems to be exuding political confidence after the Haryana victory. The Congress will be forced, however, to play catch-up with the Aghadi because their attention will now be diverted towards picking up the pieces and re-energizing and recuperating for the Maharashtra election. The big disclaimer, of course, is there are two different teams fighting the elections apart from the central leadership. I want to bring in India Today's Sahil Joshi, who understands Maharashtra better than any other journalist in the country, and he joins us live for a quick perspective from Mumbai. Sahil, the question of who is more battle-ready changes day on day, and especially in the wake of the Haryana verdict, some dynamics have most definitely changed as far as Maharashtra is concerned. How do you see it? Who is more battle-ready?
Well, let me answer you the second question first about the impact of the Haryana verdict in Maharashtra. Interestingly, there are two parties which seems to be really happy with the Haryana verdict. The one, of course, the BJP, because despite its dismal performance in the Lok Sabha elections, the state where the BJP was down from 10 to 5 seats in Haryana. Similarly, in Maharashtra from 23 to 8. They have managed to retain Haryana in assembly elections, which happened just 3 months after the Lok Sabha polls. Of course, the BJP is happy because they're up in their morale. They will be able to deal with their allies better way. They will be able to demand more number of seats because in Lok Sabha, their strike rate was even lesser than that of Eknath Shinde, who was supposed to be a parasite, political parasite, according to a lot of political pundits, but he managed to have the better strike rate than that of the BJP during the Lok Sabha elections. Now, the second party which is happy is Shiv Sena UBT. Now, people will be really surprised that why I'm mentioning Uddhav Thackeray's name, that why Uddhav Thackeray is happy with BJP retaining Haryana, defeating Congress in the elections happened immediately after 3 months. For the simple reason is basically because he was dealing with the Congress in the seat sharing, and after the Lok Sabha elections, because Shiv Sena UBT contested more number of seats than that of the Congress, but the Congress managed to become the #1 party in Maharashtra, whereas the Shiv Sena UBT's performance was not as up to the mark as they were thinking that they could be. So because of that, now when they were sitting on the table to discuss the seat sharing, there was a lot of tussle between the Congress leaders and the Shiv Sena UBT leaders. Now at least the Shiv Sena can come forward and say that, look, what happened in assembly. The Lok Sabha performance doesn't matter. Finally, when you are contesting the local elections, you have to consider the local factors and as well as the local parties like Shiv Sena and NCP-SP as well. So that's why the Shiv Sena UBT is also happy. The way they reacted immediately after the Haryana verdict, that the arrogance of the state leadership of Haryana actually was the reason behind the Haryana defeat. Similarly, they were actually targeting the Maharashtra leadership of the Congress party. So on both the sides now there will be some kind of a course correction. It's like a wake-up call for Mahavikas Aghadi that the BJP is down but it's not out. So the BJP will still try and work out various tactics to retain the state like Maharashtra. And as you have already mentioned that how one after the other various schemes are being declared, not only to the schemes for women or the sections of the OBC, but also for the Muslims, because on the one hand the BJP was targeting Shiv Sena, UBT and Congress for the Muslim appeasement, and on the other hand they are raising the salary of the madrasa teachers by almost doubling the salaries of tripling the salaries of the madrasa teachers. It's completely contrast to what they did in UP or nationwide. So, looking at that, what we can see is that the Mahavikas Aghadi is on the course correction mode. They have the government in hand. They can release the schemes. They can release money. And on the other hand, the MVA is still trying to understand that how should they keep the Lok Sabha sentiments intact. And that's what they will be planning. They will be coming up with a joint manifesto, and we'll see how the battle goes further.
This is going to be one of the most interesting elections of 2024. And remember, it's a year where we've already seen the Lok Sabha election and the Haryana election. The dynamics may have changed, but it's going to be an absolute blockbuster. Sahil is going to be leading that team as we bring you, as always, the #1 coverage that kicks off right now. In the coming week, the election dates are likely to be announced, and then it's going to be full speed ahead on India's #1 election channel. Sahil, thank you very much for joining us with that perspective. You will see Sahil and his team every single day in the run-up and during the election.